Hello and welcome back to episode 9 of the Incan Empire. Um, we last left off with our expansion here to grab these two coal tiles, and the World Congress had just voted for the uh, World's Fair, so I need to switch over my production relatively quickly to the World's Fair. So these, I guess, joint wonders, which is a new feature in Civ 5, Brave New World, is basically a kind of a special bonus. You can see here there are thresholds for getting certain benefits. So bronze is 175 hammers, gold is 350 and it gives us a free social policy. So we're almost guaranteed to get at least silver if we go in soon enough. The trick is to figure out how much to contribute to get the gold, because you can only get gold as the civ that contributes the most. So if no one else is really putting a lot of effort into it, you could get gold fairly easily. But if there was someone else who's going all out, you might spend a lot of hammers just to get that. So, but it does give us double culture for 20 turns. And that's a big boost for us because we're trying to get as much social policies as possible. I want to fill this tree in. I do want to go back to financial liberty eventually, and then we also have to spend social policies when we get ideology, which is coming up fairly quickly too. And I'm looking at our happiness. We're at 2 happiness here. I'm a little concerned here that we're going to get into unhappiness, which is going to affect our research because we get a 10% bonus if we're unhappy. If we are happy, sorry. So it's a big balancing act. But do I wait 2 turns for this to finish? I think I want to, but that simply means I can't start on the World's Fair for 2 turns, and that could make a big difference. So I'm just debating what I want to do at the moment with regards to this situation. I have some money to spend. This is going to give me some extra production. How many horses do I have in my 1, 2, and this will give me, I believe this will give me 1 production per sources of cows or horses. So I'm going to buy that actually. Okay, so that's going to give me a few extra hammers, which will help cumulatively. And this is nice. I have a horse here, and horses will let you build circuses, which is unique to here. It's not yet improved, so we can't yet build that. So if you have a city with horses, you can build a circus. That's kind of a nice freebie the game throws at you. So that's the only building. There are buildings in Civ 5 that are dependent on where you build a city near. And that's one of those buildings. So, and the other thing I was thinking about is we were talking earlier about tourism. So tourism is a very abstract concept. So I guess you want to think about this in terms of soft power or culture. So we see here Americans have 14 tourism so far, so they're kind of leading, but everyone is in a tight pact, and I have 0. So this will dictate how much cultural influence they exert on other civilizations, and this will come into play with ideology. So let's say the Americans pull ahead on their tourism and they get a lot of tourism, and they pick let's say freedom. We don't know yet because they haven't picked one, and we picked order, right? And you'll see here, because the Shoshone picked order, and it looks like their culture is less strong than the Babylonians, there are now dissidents, so people who want to switch to freedom because of their weaker culture or tourism. So one way to defend from this is, well, you increase your own tourism so that other cultures will, or other civilizations will want to switch to your culture or your ideology, or alternatively, you increase your cultural output to defend against your tourism. So that's kind of 2 ways to defend against it. It's a push and pull. So if you have a lot of culture being produced here, you can counteract the tourism being generated. Or you can make your own tourism so attractive that it really doesn't matter how much culture you produce. But the two kind of go hand in hand, right? Because by going towards tourism, you actually produce more culture at the same time. So it's hard to divide the two. But I want to start in my own culture game. So you can see here, I have some wonders here that can benefit from it. And what can I do with this? Maximize filled with art from same era and civilization. So I need two great artists to pop, and then I can turn them into artists and plunk them in here. So I know I have one great artist at the moment, so I need to build another one. And I'm about to get a new great writer. I'm not near a new great artist, so what do I want to do with this? Okay, so I can switch out one of my workers and put him in an artist guild. So what will that do? That will actually speed up my artist production to 7. So it's going to still take a while to get that artist, but it's going to speed it up. No, actually, no, I don't want to do that because now I'm 3 turns to my zoo. So let's put that back. Oh, okay. So it reset all my specialist focus. So let's put them back into the factories here and here, and let's put an artist here. And then I want to switch a couple out to work as production. Okay. We want to keep that. Okay. Okay, we're back to 2. 2 turn. Alright, let's try this. Actually, let's switch one more out into production. Okay. Here. Okay, so how far am I away from a great engineer? A little bit far, okay. Okay, so let's go here, next turn. So we're gonna wait the 2 turns, I think, to get this zoo up, just to give us a bit of buffer. Oh, there's an aluminum close. Can I buy it? Ah, damn. They're just outside my borders, so I'm hoping that the expansion will grab this, but Dallas has more of a chance to get this aluminum. It's only 3 resources, so it's not a lot, but I'd like to have that, just so I don't have to trade for it or settle here later. This is 2 tiles away from the city-state, but they're notoriously slow at expanding their borders, so I don't expect them to get this anytime soon. So that's one thing. And I'm actually spending a lot of money just doing that, so I should hold back, because I need to upgrade my units in a bit. Okay, let's hit next turn. Okay. It looks like the Americans cleared out the barbarian camp here. They have quite the navy going. I'm gonna move it up here just to clear out this fog of war. And that's really nice aluminum. So I'm gonna move the knights down here. Okay, so I'm actually not going to my next turn yet, since even though I said that a few minutes ago. So I'm about to hit my next turn now. Okay. Okay, they're happy that we voted in favor of World Congress, so... And I just want to see... And we can... game doesn't tell you who's building what. Oh man, look at that. Pocatello is in the modern era. Who's building what, but you can kind of tell how quickly the World Congress is moving by just the percentage completion that shows up in the tooltips. So you can get an idea of, are the AI switching right away, or do you have time to switch? But the more turns you have in that uh, wonder, the better, because you get to build a bigger lead. Oh, okay, I just got my great engineer, which I need to save for my next set of wonders, which is coming up. I want to grab the Eiffel Tower, but I'm 12 turns away. And my trade route is finished. Where do I want to send it? Guangzhou. Yeah, let's keep it here. Okay. I'm gonna send. Okay, my workers are moving up, so I'm gonna move them up here. I want to send this worker. Yeah, I have a lot of tiles that I can use with a population growth, so I'm not too worried about improving this one yet. I'm gonna send him down here to build a road to connect this city here. And I'm 1 turn now. So I'm 1 turn away from finishing my factory here, which will help my production, and I can switch to the world sphere, sorry. And I can also switch on the same turn here. But our goal, I guess, is to maybe, hopefully, get to the silver if there's someone else going for the gold, and at least we'll get a free social policy. But I'd like to get the double culture bonus. Okay, look, we're down to 1 happiness now because our city grew here to 21. So it's good that we're actually building this. Okay, good. Shoshone has denounced Babylon. I have the option here to join in and denounce the Babylon also, and that will give me a huge boost with the Shoshone. And if the Americans or someone else is not happy with the Babylonians, they might actually join in and also denounce. Okay, gold to Washington ended. Okay, good. So the gold I was giving to Washington ended. What's this? Deal for gold. Yeah, okay. I return. Okay, so I think this resource we're getting back the gold. Yes. So we're going to keep that again for now. Let's switch to the World's Fair. It's at 7% completion, so not a lot has switched over yet. So maybe we have a chance here to get gold. Although we're foregoing a lot of these projects that I need to be building. Okay, so let's see here how many hammers I'll put in after 1 turn. Once with these 2 in. Okay. And I'm just gonna let these other 2 cities finish up their build and switch over to the World's Fair as they finish. I don't want to rush them because I think I need the banks and factories more. Okay, so okay, that's good. Next turn. Okay, so I'm beginning to see the borders of the Shoshone here. So that's where their capital city is. I'm actually surprised that they're sitting on their capital city. Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna, instead of trading gold to Washington, I'm gonna give it to Brazil because I don't want to give Washington too much happiness. Because I know he has a lot of cities, so he probably will have some happiness issues. So it's kind of a one way for me to control his growth, is to just not give him a luxury that he needs.
우리는 상의해야 할 것이 많고 서로에게 얻을 수 있는 것이 많습니다.
Let's sell it for a gold per turn. Okay. And I do want to start a research agreement with the Koreans. Sidon, okay. Oh, he's got frigates already, which we can't build because we need iron to build frigates. But let's see, how many hammers have we put in to the World's Fair? It's not 18% completion. We've put in 157, so we're almost guaranteed to get bronze. But it's moving up by quite a bit, so let's keep it there for now. Keep building World's Fair. We can buy something. Can I buy a mosque here? Finally. There we go. I've been trying to get a mosque up here, and the mosque gives us more culture, a little bit more faith, and 1 extra happiness. So that gives us more of a buffer. Oh man, look at that. Oh, a city-state. Singapore. It's allied with the Babylonians, which we don't like. Oh, an ideology. Sweden. Autocracy. Yes, let's work together. Did they have... Okay, we don't have common enemies. Or enemies that are our friends. So, America adopted autocracy. I think that's... Yeah. So that might be what we want to look at as our ideology when we switch, because we don't want to be in a position where we are having a lot of unhappiness. And I guess
我的朋友，你认为这个要求能接受吗？当然不行。不行。
Oh, okay. I think the role-playing aspect is important. Sometimes I'm not comfortable, at least mentally, switching to an ideology I don't truly believe in, but at the same time, the game is structured in a way that you have to play it as it is. So if you treat the ideologies as interchangeable, then yes, you can switch to it no problem. Okay, we're getting 3 signs from trading with the Chinese and getting 1 extra gold. Let's keep that going. Actually, the Chinese aren't doing too bad for themselves, even at 2 cities. They have a lot of gold, a lot of gold income, and they have rifles already, which is way ahead of us. So they will likely get overwhelmed if the Americans attack them again, but I'm glad that they're holding their own at the moment. What I want to do is go back to Xizang and see if I can do a research agreement. And what I really want to do is be friends with the Swedish, which are still neutral to us.
Ah, välkommen! Jag lyssnar.
They don't want to be our friends yet. Discuss.
안녕하시오.
Okay, they have almost enough gold. So one trick that we can do is you gift them the gold. And that's going to give us a modifier. It's under the we've traded recently. I know the tooltip isn't very clear, but actually that means we got a gift from you recently. And now we can offer a research agreement. And he accepted. Okay, perfect. So we have another research agreement going with the Koreans. Can we do it with the Iroquois? I mean, the one way to get the power here of our Pearl Tower is to have a lot going.
What going on?
This is weird. So they're neutral to us, but we have all these positive modifiers, or we're even friends. So.
Oh.
But they're not doing well. Minus 22 gold per turn. Okay. And how about Pocatello, who is our friend too, I think. Yeah. Oh no, not yet. They just like us.
Huh?
Discuss. No, we can't ask.
Who does?
So yeah, you can only ask for declarations of friendships every few turns. You can't keep going back and asking them for it. So I have to wait for the timer to reset. Let's see how the World Congress is progressing. 29%, or not World Congress, the World's Fair, 29%. So maybe we're the only one of the few civs putting effort into it at the moment. It hasn't moved as fast as quickly as I thought. So I'm going to go here. This is going to give us some extra gold from our science building, which will help. Now we're up to 108. So from here on out, every science building we build will give us gold. And let's see here. If we go into the city, can I see where the now, does it not show up on the tooltips? About to get a great writer, which is good. What does it say here? +1 gold from science buildings. Okay. Yeah, it doesn't show in the tooltips, but I can see here that my income has gone up. So I'm pretty sure I'm getting that. So my truffles ended to Wuzatien. Let's see if I can trade it to someone else.
Good day.
No, we probably don't want to trade it to Americans again.
Hola.
Nebuchadnezzar.
What?
And we just visited him. We are probably not going to get a good deal with the Japanese. They don't like us. It's guarded. Don't think Pocatello needs it. No. Utica? No. Oh, I think we've done this before, and we ended up with the Chinese because... Oh, we can do this here. And they're our friends, so let's do this. Good, okay. So I'm giving it to someone who can pay me full price. Gold per turn deals usually are not full price, just because of the rounding. So we have received the World Share update. It's now at 42% completion, so it jumped by quite a bit. So I think other civs are switching in now, which is good. Let me go with a library. No, a shrine. The nice thing with the shrines is even with the faith we've chosen, which is our pantheon, we get an extra food for a shrine and our temple, which is the next building up from the shrine. So even if you don't need the faith anymore, you can always build this to get the extra food, which is nice because a granary gives you 2 food for 1 maintenance. This shrine gives you 1 food for 1 maintenance, but you also get faith. So even though faith is not as useful anymore, you can now use that to buy things like great engineers for 1,000 and a great prophet, or other things, right? So there's still currency that you can use. And I'm not really getting very much of it at the moment. The game haven't really optimized my play as much as I hoped, and I didn't really get all the early religious wonders that helped me. Whoa, what are they doing here? Oh, they're building a city. Wow. Okay, well that's a bit of a wasteland to going for. So I didn't get all the early religious wonders that would have given me more faith, like the Stonehenge or the Hagia Sophia. But this will be enough. I'm going to be able to buy stuff every 10, 20 turns, and that's good enough for me. But yeah, in some games when I get lucky, I would have hundreds and thousands of faith by this point in the game, and I could buy a lot of things. Okay, project is 50% complete. We have now 51. It says slowly ticking through. You can see the each civ investing. So one civ had 3% in. So we now have enough to get silver for sure. So if you don't want to go for gold, you can switch out now and do other things with your shield. So it's now a gambit, right? Do you want to go full in and wait for and hope to get the gold, or switch out and not worry about getting the gold? Or you can do a bit of both and think, okay, I can win with just one city doing it, and I can switch out my other city. But I think I'm going to keep these 2 in for now, just to keep it going. I want to go to Ormus. I'm here. Quebec City. I'm 2 turns from rigging, and I have a 75% chance of success, so I'm going to keep that going. I'm 2 turns away from stealing a tech. So this is a bit of a gamble, because the Chinese, they tell us to stop spying on them. And usually when they do that, they'll send their own spies into their capital city to try to catch your spy. So if my spy gets caught, he dies, and I have to start all over again. But I'm going to chance it to steal a tech and level up here. And I think after I do that, I'm going to move him to the Babylonians. But the Chinese is just so nice stealing from them, because I think I'm stealing a tech every 10 turns. Okay, again, so our incense to Washington has ended, but we have a lot more friends now, so I'm going to see if I can trade that away to someone else as well. And I'm also a bit concerned again, our happiness has dropped down to 1, and actually we're getting a lot of happiness from the whales and the silver the Japanese is giving us as war compensation, so when that deal ends, I'm going to fall into unhappiness, so I'm really trying very hard to get this wonder here. I hope I get it. So let's see if I can trade the incense to someone else. Okay. I can trade it to them, but they have no money to give us. But let's see here. The Mayas. Yes. And they have money. Okay. So I've now switched over 2 luxuries that I was previously trading the Americans to someone else. And that's going to hurt them a bit, I think.
I'm listening.
Okay. Demographics. Damn, the Babylonians are running away here. They're now 13 techs ahead of us, so we need to do something here, or we lose the game. They are number 3. Can I get them to go to war? Soldiers, I'm still at number 6, okay. Everything's 5, so I haven't really moved very much since the last survey that I did here. Yeah, look, the Americans now dropped down to 42%. So they're actually less happy than we are about this. And let's see, culture-wise, are they having any dissidents? They have some dissidents. Okay, the Brazilians now have jumped ahead on tourism, but they still haven't picked an ideology. But you can see here that the Americans have no dissidents, but they're overall -6 happiness because we switched 2 luxuries away from them. But they're content because they have I'm guessing they have fairly strong culture to defend against the relatively low tourism at the moment. So let's keep going. And I might get my ideology as soon as I finish this 3rd factory here. And it's a bit of a gamble. Oh, they really want our incense.
Of interest to you?
No. And this, I think, is a bug. It's still showing that we have 2, but I'm pretty sure I traded it away already. So I'm going to say no at the moment. How far along are we? We're 80%. Okay. And completing this, we're going to also get 500 points towards my next golden age as a bronze bonus. So that's going to push me into a... Let's sell my open borders. That's going to push me into my next golden age as well, which will help because I've spent so many turns building other things. And this is kind of nice also. I'm not really building much military, but this city-state here is giving me random units. And what did they get this time? Oh, we're gonna make Great Writer. Oh, he got promoted, so he didn't die. So I'm gonna steal my next tech. I want to go here because then I can build some at least basic defenses, but this is more expensive. Let me pick this. And how many turns will it take him to steal? 19 turns to steal the next tech, so I'm going to leave him there. Okay. Great Writer. Maximize bonus, make sure great all field writings from different eras and from... Okay, so... Okay, I'm going to turn him into a writer. A great work, I mean. So this will be my first. It's going to give me some culture and 2 tourism.
And he would have passed a pleasant life of it, in despite of the devil and all his works. For his path had not been crossed by a being that causes more perplexity to mortal man than ghosts, goblins, and the whole race of witches put together. And that...
Okay, so I now have a great work, and it's in my city here.
And he would have passed a pleasant life of it, in despite of the devil and all his works. For his path had not been crossed by a being that causes more perplexity to mortal man than ghosts, goblins, and the whole race of witches put together. And that was a woman.
Okay, so we have our first great work. We're now producing some tourism. I'm pretty sure we're still at the bottom of the list here. Yeah, China, Inca is 2. Sweden is 4. Okay, Brazil has jumped ahead. So I'm 5 turns away. Hopefully I can get that wonder. Really hoping. Okay, that's done. I'm gonna go down here and improve. Now I can actually upgrade. No, I don't have iron, so... Oh, they gave us another Gatling gun, so I'm gonna move him in here to guard. Okay. And we are 2 turns away from Quebec City. So here's the thing. With a fully leveled up spy, I have a very high chance of staging a coup, even with minimal influence. And what a coup does is it swaps your influence with the current person's influence. So Babylon currently has 68, I currently have 37, so I'm going to get his influence and he's going to get my influence, right? That's what a coup does. So if you have a spy that has a high chance of coupping, you want to wait until you get as low as possible on your influence and then do the coup. So when they get your influence, they get a low amount of influence. But of course, if you fail in a coup, this is only 75%, you lose a lot more. You lose your spy and then the city hates you. So it's a bit of a chance. And I don't really like the 75% number. So I don't know. I'm going to let him do his election rigging and see if this will go up a bit. And I'm going to chance it that the Babylonians don't have the resources to keep retaking this city. Actually, let me go talk to the Babylonians, see how much money they have. Oh, damn, they have a lot of gold. Yeah, this is bad. Okay. Actually, start a war between... Declare war on. No, they don't want to go to war because the Babylonians will probably kick their ass. So, okay. So let's just go with that for now. They really want our incense.
Of interest to you?
No, let's just go. Oh damn, I don't want to do this. No, I'm gonna do this because I want to keep Quebec on my fold. So Mbaza Congo wants a trade route, which we can do quickly. And I also know we can throw money into this city really quickly, and they still have their bankrupt quest going. Oh, Washington beat us by a huge margin. But we did get silver, so we got our golden age. We got our what's the level 2 reward? Free social policy. So let's go here for free social policy. Yes, let's do this because I know I have a few research agreements that will come up soon enough. So we're gonna get that. They need to build a zoo here. Opera house. Garden. We will probably get our, we might get our ideology the next turn because we'll have 3 factories. Can we do anything else? Okay, the Americans are still unhappy by -16 or -6, so that's gonna hurt them a bit. Go in here, and I'm gonna finish this quest, which is on this last turn. Thank God I remembered. So I'm gonna do this, get some extra free influence, just to keep that going. Pocatello is currently marching an army to sneak attack your city of Cusco. Okay, so Pocatello is now gonna attack me, I think over Quebec.
Deveremos prosperar através do comércio.
Okay. So where would he come? I think he might come by sea, actually, if he wants to go from a capital city. No, you're not gonna get that. I just got word that you're gonna attack me. Or he will come down through here, but he will hit the city-states first. Right, so we got our now selection for an ideology. You have factories in 3 cities, okay? The ideas of the Industrial Revolution now permeate your society. Your people clamor for you to pick an ideology for your civilization. So I'm a bit worried because the culture leader, or the tourism leader, Brazil, still hasn't picked. The Americans are autocracy. Oh, they're now plus 11 happy. But they won the World's Fair, so they have a lot of culture now that can protect themselves against other things. I want to pick autocracy just to be on their good side, I think. But I don't really like autocracy. That's a problem. I think the Brazilians will pick freedom, but I can't be sure of that. Let's see what the benefits are. So autocracy will give me is for culture, world domination, and I think this is domination victory, and this is conquest victory. Freedom is for culture and space. Order is for culture and space also, and I think domination. So you can see here, these two are good for a peaceful play actually. So this is communism, this is freedom / capitalism, and this is fascism. If I go in here, I don't really like all of these either, but I do get this. Don't really like the police state. See, I like this much better. I get capitalism, more happiness. Okay, I'm gonna... Wow, I don't like this choice, but you sometimes have to make these choices. So, I'm gonna switch to a zoo here. I am going to bite the bullet and switch to freedom. And this might come back to bite me because the Americans will hate me for it. But now I'll be friends with the Babylonians. Oh boy. Okay. Well, let's go for a challenging play and do this. Yes. So we get a freebie because we're one of the early adopters, and I'm gonna go with capitalism just to get that extra happiness going. Okay. So with capitalism, I get 1 happiness for every commercial building. So like stock exchanges and banks will now give me extra happiness, so that's good. So let me keep doing that. And I'm building a garden here because I've been slacking. I should have done this a bit earlier. Gardens, basically, if I go in here, gardens give me a 25% great people generation bonus, and I want them to also be building up an engineer to help this city produce an engineer. If I can get 2 going at once, that would be great because I can grab... There's a lot of wonders that's coming up that I can hopefully get a hand on. But I'm still 3 turns away from that. So close yet so far. Okay, I'll do this. And I'm also playing a belated game of culture because I should have built this a long time ago as well. But I was doing the World's Fair. My gambit obviously did not work. Oh, someone had a spy in Mbaza, Congo, so my influence reduced a bit. But I'm still okay, and I've rigged the election in Quebec City. Okay, so what do I want to do here? Let me build a circus. So can I coup? So my chances now is 84%. I'm going to take that chance. Success. So now I'm allied with Quebec. And look at that, my happiness goes down because 7 from public opinion, desire for a new ideology. And I bet that's coming from the Americans, which has way more... let's see here... The Inca. The Americans are unknown to us, so what's causing that? Oh no, that's R relative to them. So we are... So this is America relative to the world, so they are exotic to us. And our culture is unknown to them. So relatively, they're more influential, see? And that's a problem. So we have to bump up our culture so that the ratio of their culture or their tourism to our culture, here we go, their tourism to our culture is such that it balances out, but it is falling relative. So yeah, I expected this to happen, but not so soon. Damn. Okay. Let me build a stock exchange. Choose production. Oh, I need to get that school up. So now I've lost some research here because my happiness is below E0. Okay, they're happy that we are now freedom. Good thing that I didn't denounce them earlier, along with the Shoshone. And that kind of reminds me, the Shoshone is about to attack us, and I don't know where they're coming from.
我的朋友，你认为这个要求能接受吗？
Can we get pearls and horses for some gold?
我的朋友，你认为这个要求能接受吗？
Let's do that. So we're okay at the moment because we're in the golden age, so that's kind of helping us out a bit. But as soon as that golden age goes away, it's going to hurt a lot more. So I need to get this because with the 5 happiness, it's going to help. And I want to see if I can get open borders with the Americans.
I trust you are a friend to liberty.
But not give our
Go
open
ahead.
borders because that gives me a culture bonus. What do you want for that? They just want open borders.
Is the
so I'm gonna
following
give them
trade
gold
of
for
interest
return.
to you?
Okay, so now I have open borders with them, so my 2 culture is gonna matter a little bit more than previously. Okay, so how am I on great people? Great artist is still a bit away, so I probably need to switch one more person to the Artists Guild. So like you can see here, the Americans now have rifles. Okay, Sejong built the Louvre, which I think is the wonder that's locked behind one of the social policies. Aesthetics? No, that's the Uffizi.
The whole country was tied together by radio. We all experienced the same heroes and comedians and singers. They were giants.
Okay.
A single death is a tragedy. A million deaths is a statistic.
We've now entered the modern era. Let me see where we want to go here. I think we've been slacking in our military techs, which is hurting us by a lot. So I'm going to go down this path for now. I really want to get the Cristo Retendor as well. Actually, replaceable parts would be good too, and we would get rifling along the way. So we're going to get gunpowder, this, and I'm going to try to aim for the Statue of Liberty, which I have no doubt the Babylonians would be building also. That's the Statue of Liberty is the freedom wonder, if you pick that ideology. But anyways, I did research the tech that gives me the Eiffel Tower, so I want to build it now, but I just want to see where the Koreans are tech-wise. So they've built the Louvre. I think that gives them archaeologists, so they can start creating more culture too. Oh, they're up here, which is actually not a hard tech to research. Okay, so we're gonna do this. Go to the Eiffel Tower. Oh, I don't think this will build in one turn either. This sucks. They kind of did this to balance out the later wonders, that, you know, even though if you use a great engineer to rush build it, it won't finish in one turn. So this will finish in 2 turns. I hope no one beats me to it. That would suck. What else can improve here? So the AI is also kind of good at seeing what your empire is doing, so they know I'm unhappy, so they're building a Colosseum to help me out. Oh, I've recruited a new spy because I'm in a new age. I'm going to move him to... Who do I want? Not like very much. Let's try the Shoshone. And see if I can steal a spy from them, or steal a tech. 3 turns for my zoo, 2 turns, 7 turns. So these will all give me 2 happiness each. And if I can get this, I'll be in a good shape for the next little while until I can get my culture up a bit more. So this is kind of the inflection point I was talking about. The game now forces you can't kind of sit on your laurels and expect to win at this point. You have to kind of re-gear your strategy to fight a new kind of threat, which is culture. So let's build public school. Going here, 2 turns. So I'm going to send him here to mine that coal. Okay. We're 6 turns here. We finished that, so we're now back to happiness. We got some research back. We're 1 turn away here. We're 1 turn away here, so hopefully no one else beats us to it. I'm going to rest him for 1 turn. And I'm going to start upgrading some of my units. So you can see here Gatling guns. So archers upgrades to Gatling guns, but Gatling guns, archers have 2 tiles. 2 range. But once you upgrade them up to Gatling guns, their range goes down to 1, which makes them less useful. But the things with the longbows, which is the English unique unit that we got because the English aren't playing this game, they're not in this game, so the unit got assigned to this city-state, is they actually have a 1 range bonus. I think that's one of their promotions. Range +1. So when I upgrade this to a Gatling gun, their range is still going to be 2, and we'll see that next turn because I can't activate them in a moment. They just upgraded. So that's a nice thing with the longbows is you basically get a Gatling gun, the power of a Gatling gun, with the range of an archer. So they're almost like mini artillery units that you can move around. So I'm going to upgrade this guy too. And I'm 2 turns of gunpowder. And that's going to get me a basic attacking unit or defending melee unit.
Is the following trade of interest to you?
No. Yeah, so our silver and whales from Oda Nobunaga just ended, but we built our Eiffel Tower.
All else is a form of waiting.
So the Eiffel Tower gives us 12 tourism, just for not doing anything, so that's great, and some happiness. But we lost out on the happiness from the whales, so... okay, so now we suddenly went up from 2 to 14. This is good. So if we're going to check here, you can see here this Gatling gun has a range of 2, so I can shoot all around me, as opposed to this Gatling gun here that only has a range of 1. So that's the nice things about these longbows. Too bad I only have 2 of them. Let's finish the stock exchange here. Need to do the gardens, I think. And we also lost a gold per turn from Oda Nobunaga, so happiness is still a thing for us. One nice thing is we befriended Quebec City and they have silver, so one of the luxuries that Oda Nobunaga gave us was silver, so we kind of have that covered for now. Turns, okay.
today went to Army Corps.
Oh, my research agreement completed.
All civil. There
So
never
I
was a
researched
good
2
night.
texts right away. Okay, that's good. Moving my general in here. Okay, so I think this is a good place to end the recording. We'll pick up where we left off. So we have some early successes in terms of, or more recent successes in terms of wonders. We are fighting with happiness because I think we're at -7 still, yeah, from desire for new ideology. So I'm trying to fix that by establishing an open borders with the Americans.
Good day.
If you go here to our culture, we are now exerting, if we select the Incas, we are now exerting some level of influence. We're not 16 rising, so it's better than nothing, and their influence towards us is falling, I think. Yeah, falling. So we need to fix this to fix the unhappiness, and I'm now hoping that Brazil will pick freedom. That will help us out a bit too. Let's switch them over to muskets, no armory, and we'll start building some muskets. Let me finish up these trade routes. Okay, so that was the only trade route. Okay, so let's end it here. Thank you everyone for watching. See you next time.